Now, it's not just the products we knew about yesterday. There are other products. Who is looking into how broad this is and how bad might this get?
Well, right now it's the company that is going in and looking at all these different products they sell. I mean, they're the ones who essentially called themselves out and said, listen, we found out that we have these defective aluminum and copper products. Now they've said the iron ore powder. And they said, well, we're just going from customer to customer and telling them each one by one. I mean, this is very much on them at the moment.
Yeah, we're looking at the stock price right now. Yesterday it was down as much as it could go down in a day, and then it's down again today. How much does this affect more largely Japan Inc.?
I think that's the big question on the table right now. What does this mean now for Kobe Steel going forward? But also, are we starting to see something that's cultural, right? It was like one of the things we wrote yesterday was, well, we had Nissan just come out a week ago and say that they allowed for unofficial auditors on quality control. Of course, we know the Takata airbags, that, you know, tens of millions of defective airbags, they declared bankruptcy.
They actually pled guilty to criminal charges.
Exactly, right. And then that's hit them on the business side as well. I mean, there's nothing funny about this, right? We're talking about companies that are now bringing in larger questions about Japan itself. Kobe Steel has been around for ages. I mean, the customers, Nissan, Subaru, I mean, the list goes on. I mean, this is a big deal.
Joe, it's a big deal for international supply chains, not just for Japanese Inc. And I bring up the SPLC function on Kobe Steel just very quickly on the Bloomberg, and we can bring this up on the screen as well, I hope. And you can just see down the right side, the big customers. I don't know how well you can see this on screen, but if you run it on the Bloomberg, it'll come up quite clearly. But on the far right, Mitsubishi, 5%. That's how much they account of Kobe Steel's revenue. Toyota's like north of 4%. GM, Ford Motors, around 1.5%. What we don't know is whether some of the metals that they falsified data on ended up at any of these companies and ended up in any of their products. And I assume that those companies don't know either.
Right. Well, I mean, we've spoken to a number of them. Nissan said they do use some of the metal that was used for hoods. Toyota, hoods and rear doors. Subaru makes wings for Boeing. Boeing said, well, we're not too worried about this right now. We don't think it's an issue. Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, I mean, rockets, regional jets, and even West Japan Railway yesterday said, well, we actually do use some of the material, possible defective material, in the bullet train. So, and then it goes on, right? And they're still looking into it, just like you said.
But like how much of the material? Because as of yesterday, like 2,200 tons of copper were affected. Like the whole train is made of that copper, or they're little pieces? I mean, we have to distinguish it from that respect too.
Yeah, how do you wrap your mind around 19,000 tons of aluminum, 2,000 tons of copper? One of the things they said is that this affected about 4% of production that they had in that time span of about September of last year to August of this year. If you're still wondering what that means, well, we are too, right? Where did this actually go? And that goes back to your point, right? These companies themselves have to find out where this material went and then find out if it is a problem or defective that they had to alert their consumers to.